we are making necessary preparations for testing because of the wholly new situation created by the secretly prepared and massive series of 40 to 50 tests conducted by the Soviet Union last fall, while active efforts for a test ban agreement were still going forward. This Soviet action took place in the face of a whole series of actions and efforts on our side. In the last year, we have made at least a dozen new moves in a search for an agreement, and we have restated again and again our willingness to sign an effective treaty. We stated it before, during, and after the Soviet tests. The Soviet tests not only ended the moratorium, they presented us with grave questions as to the long-range safety of avoiding all atmospheric tests while the USSR remains able to prepare in secret and then test at will. We are amply strong for today and tomorrow, but we must consider the future too. These questions are still being reviewed, and there will be no testing that is not clearly necessary, but I have ordered preparations because I shall not hesitate to order the tests themselves if it is decided that they are necessary to maintain the effective deterrent strength of the United States. I took the oath to defend the Constitution. The position which I've taken on this matter, I've taken after legal advice from the Attorney General and from the counsel at the Department of HEW. It is, I said, the maximum which I thought we could carry on under the United States Constitution. And as I take my oath to defend it, that would be my position, unless a Supreme Court decision should change the previous interpretations which have been made of that constitutional provision. So I'm going to continue to take the position I now take, unless, based on constitutional grounds, unless there is a new judgment by the Supreme Court. What he has not done, and what he, in my opinion, should not do, is attempt to subject each of these men to a long interrogation as to personally the reasons for which they might have taken on this word or that word. The responsibility is Secretary McNamara's, and he is going to accept that responsibility, and in my opinion it's the only way that a department can function. If he is going to get honest and loyal support from those who work for him in carrying out his policies, then Secretary McNamara must accept the responsibility, and he does accept it. And I think he's been extremely cooperative with the committee, and I don't think that Mr. McNamara or I, however, can agree to a harassment of individuals who are only carrying out the policies dictated by their superiors. And I think that Mr. McNamara has cooperated very fully and will continue to do so in the areas which I've named.
Sir, we recommend that he invoke executive privilege if necessary.
If necessary, definitely. No, I was interested in the statement because, as you know, 1956 and 1957, Governor Rockefeller recommended the exact proposal that we recommended. The only difference, and I was recently examining his recommendations to President Eisenhower, was that he recommended that civil defense be included, but as we have placed civil defense under the military, that really is the only significant change. So he must have, for one reason or another, changed his point of view on it. The second reason he criticized me was because I, in response to a question, said Mr. Weaver was going to be appointed. Now, obviously the governor has forgotten that in March 12th, 1953, when President Eisenhower sent up the proposal for the reorganization for the establishment of the Department of HEW, on the 13th it was came from the White House that he was going to appoint Mrs. Hobby to be the secretary, and the only reason I was astonished that the governor forgot it was that he then became her deputy. And so that it seems to me the situation is not altogether dissimilar. However, I did read that Mr. Reston's column in the Times, where Mr. Fulton Lewis had said that no one could get to the right of Barry Goldwater, but now I'm not so sure.